How'd you do that? Is the audio better now? Yep. I cannot understand.
Yep.
I cannot understand. I did not unplug the webcam or anything, right? I just, all I did was restart the page, and it works. So it's YouTube. It's on YouTube's end. It's not on my end. It's in just another way they're talking about. Oh yeah, you filled this thing out and you got it all ready to go. And here, now do it again. YouTube sucks so much. And I hate saying that. I want YouTube to be the greatest website on the internet, and it sucks so much. Oh, I hate saying that. So, how are you? Okay, so I just got here, except for that last video and the one before that. Wayne, was that you who called earlier? You know, I'm trying to eat and brush my teeth and make sure I look pretty before I go on camera. You know, I have stuff to do, man, right before I go on camera. Come on, dude. What do you think, this just happens? You think this magnificence right here just happens? I have to think about these things. Okay, so everybody can hear me, right? I'm good? Oh, thank you so much, Dwayne. Okay, let's see. So what do we need to do next? Oh, right. We're talking about Halloween. Now, is Halloween about Satan or children? I can never figure it out. It's so weird. He looks like he lost a ton of weight, man. I mean, usually I wouldn't ever say that because he never does, but he did. I thought. Hello, caller. How are you today?
Moxie, you're live again. This is your favorite conservative pro-Trump supporter. That's not really that bad of a Trump supporter. I'm just kind of a half-baked Trump supporter. How you doing tonight?
I am good. How are you doing tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, I got to warn you about something because something's about to happen. We've been talking about this all day, and as you know, I'm a Christian. I believe on the Lord, and He just kind of spoke to my heart tonight. I'm standing by. I'm in the standby mode, but something's fixing to go on, and I really think that God's wrath is going to be. He spoke to my heart that He's going to start His wrath upon the USA this week, and He's going to destroy America.
The whole country, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is it.
And that's God doing that now, or Donald Trump?
Yeah, he is. No,
I mean,
people think Donald Trump is God.
A lot of people who call themselves supporters kind of get those two confused sometimes.
Right, they've been doing that. They got this Trump Judeo-Christian New Age mega church going on, Make America Great Again Church.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got the leading evangelical.
That's fucking brilliant, man. Oh my God! Fleece those suckers! Fleece those suckers!
Yeah. They're always talking about how great America's going, and the stock market's going to 50,000, and everybody's got a good 401k going on that's making 150,000 a year.
Jesus, praise Jesus.
That's right. All about prosperity, but the real God is going to come forth now, and He's going to show Himself.
Now, wait. You said He. Is that correct? I just want to make sure who we're talking about.
Yeah, He.
He. Yeah. Okay, He. I gotcha.
Yeah. Not the he, she one. Yeah, not the rainbow one.
Okay. Go ahead.
But the one that created the rainbow, He's going to come forth. The one that set the bow in the cloud after Noah got out of the ark.
Ah.
See, they don't know that God. They tell you all the time, in God we trust, God bless America, They sing the Lee Greenwood song at the Trump rallies, and I'm proud to be an American. I know I'm free.
Talk about fleecing suckers, man. That guy is great at it.
I know, isn't he?
Yeah.
He really is. And I won't forget the men who died.
Please don't do that. Stop. Stop. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, no. What has this show become? Oh, my God.
I'm telling you. But it's for educational and entertainment purposes only. We can neither confirm nor deny the accuracy of any of it.
But you didn't tell me what's going to happen.
Well, he didn't tell me either. I don't want to be presumptuous.
Oh, he was talking to you. Is that correct?
Well, he didn't really talk in an audible voice, but he put it upon my heart. I could just feel it in my gut, in my bowels. We were reading this in the King James Version the other day about bowels. We got so fed up with preachers and pastors today, we decided to study the Bible in depth now by ourselves. And we're learning more by ourselves than we are from all these people that want our tithes and offerings with their 501c3 nonprofit organization.
Yeah, those people, they use those words for something, dangerous.
Right. They want to make merchandise out of men and everything like that and keep you in bondage. And they always claim that pastors are shepherds of the sheep. I think that's an interesting concept because if you really read the scripture right, it says that God gave some apostles and some prophets and some pastors and teachers. It doesn't say he gave many. And if you look at it, the word pastor is only used in Jeremiah and in Ephesians 1. So it's hardly even used in the Bible. And everybody's a pastor today. Did you ever notice that? And they want your money.
I think all these organized religions are a sin against God.
Yeah, and that's what I'm telling you. And he spoke to my heart. He said, "That's it. God shall destroy America. The judgment begins this week."
God, God spoke to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's another thing that he spoke to my heart about. He's the pride of America. There's a verse about this: pride goeth before destruction and an haughty spirit before a fall. You see, Trump now, Trump is getting like Lucifer, the devil. And he's talking about building a moon city now with NASA by 2022. They're going to make a spaceship up there that goes to Mars. They're going to set up a export city up there. They're going to export to the city of the Space Force. They're going to be flying up and back like Star Wars. C-3PO.
I love it. Fleece them suckers. Fleece them suckers.
We're going to take over space, and then if Iran gets out of hand, they're just going to
look out, space.
They're going to send Darth Vader down there with a bow of lightning or some kind of, I don't know, what do you call it? That laser beam.
Oh yeah, the mighty hammer of Thor.
You're just going to see Tehran go.
Scary. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. It's about time somebody did something like that. I've been wanting to see a moon base my whole fucking life, man.
That may be the rapture, actually. But the saint might actually.
Oh, is that the whole plan? Get the fuck off this planet because the shit's going down?
Yeah, that might be the rapture. We're going to go up there on the sand, and then they're going to create a new atmosphere, and it'll be like drinking tequila in the moonlight.
They can't even do shit with this atmosphere. They don't know what the hell. They're not going to create no atmosphere.
Well, they're going to spray some chemtrails up there with those spaceships. Star Wars
because that works so well here.
Exactly. So it's
now, when did God tell you this exactly?
Just moments ago. I just went live like 20 minutes ago.
You went live with God?
Well, I just went live after he spoke to my heart.
And then
my inner man.
Okay. And did God tell you anything else? Did God tell you to go and tell everyone this or what?
Yeah, that's why I called you. I wanted to get you because I know you're one of the best news guys out there that actually is doing something. You actually care.
We try and make a difference,
Yeah.
So, so why did God give this message to you? You think?
I don't know. That's the strange thing. I would have thought that he would have given it to like Mark Taylor the Prophet or Lynn Liaz or Lisa Haven or something like that. But he chose the news unit. He chose the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And the base things. I'm just a base guy here on the news unit. I'm nothing.
We all play our part, man.
Right.
Your part is being God's spokesman here on earth, clearly.
So stay sober and vigilant and
what? God said stay sober? That doesn't sound like the God I know.
Well, you can have a little moderation. All things in moderation.
All right. Well, I believe that. That sounds a little more like Buddha, actually.
Take some calls tonight. I want to hear what people got to say. You might have.
Stop telling me what to do.
I won't. I'm just suggesting it.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that.
All right, Max. You have a good night.
All right, bro. Thanks for calling, man. I really appreciate it.
You too.
I love this. That was hilarious. You guys are so cool. So, we got that going for us, right? That was pretty cool. And look at this, and the phone is ringing off the hook, babies. Oh, Rega, push 1. Hello, caller.
Michael Knight, how are you this evening?
Dwayne.
Hey, buddy, I had to call in. That last call, that was interesting.
Wasn't it?
I'm glad he brought God and Jesus up, though. But, like, hey, what I got to tell that guy, all right, when he's bringing in all this scripture and stuff, like, many are called, and maybe he's called, but few are chosen, like me. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Anyway, how you doing this evening, Mike?
I'm hanging in there, Dwayne. How about you, bro?
Oh, dude.
Did the election kill you? Did the election kill you?
Fucked.
I knew you were not going to be happy.
Oh, man. You know, like, this is terrible.
Dwayne is calling from Canada. So we're all up to date here. Go ahead, Dwayne.
What a total joke. First of all, Trudeau is an illegitimate prime minister because he got less than 1% of the vote. He's also a Russian asset. And I'm going to prove it by doing a backroom deal in secret and come up with a phone call and make up a phone call. He's talking to, I don't know, let's name the country. Chile. Okay? And he's defrauded our country. No, this is terrible, man. Like, we're allowed to wear blackface in Canada now.
I think that sounds about right. I think blackface should become the national bird in Canada now.
But only if you're a liberal. Only if you're a liberal, man. Only if you're a liberal.
Everybody should wear blackface. Say, I'm going with Justin Trudeau for Halloween.
Yeah. It was so terrible last night, Mike. And, I'm not a huge conservative party fan either. But, look, they won the popular vote just like Hitler did down in the States. And we got to deal with the fact that the guy who lost the popular vote still ends up with more seats. Now, thank God he got a minority. But, he's got 3 libtard parties to choose 12 people to side with him. So that's the end of that. Canada's fucked. We're going to get a carbon tax. Maybe Doug Ford's going to fight it so we won't have to pay here in Ontario.
Well, according to the last caller, we're all fucked, dude. God is coming. Didn't you hear?
Well, yeah, that's true. But see, that last caller, he knows kind of like interesting scriptures, but he doesn't know how to follow them. He's got to go into Revelation a little bit more because there's going to be the 2 witnesses that are dragged through the streets of Jerusalem first, right?
Okay.
So, remember I called you a couple
One of them's going to be Netanyahu?
For 3 years.
What's that?
Remember I said it's not going to happen for 3 years.
Is one of them Netanyahu?
No.
Okay.
Not a fake Jew. A real Jew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a brown one.
Okay.
Not a white one.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
I just really would love to see Netanyahu drug through the streets of somewhere, That's all.
Well, he might anyway, but he's not going to be one of the witnesses talked about in Revelation, that's for sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no. Revelation was not written to those people.
Yeah.
But hey, it's just great to see you. That's why I called you earlier. I'm like, hurry up, get the show on, man.
Stop telling me what to do.
Hey, no problem. I hung out here. I watched a couple of your videos, and man, that Michael Moore is. Oh my God, you can see stink lines on him, man. You could see the sweat and the fat coming out of his pores and everything. It was just gross. You could just see him stinking up the whole stage there that he was talking to me.
Well, I don't know. He doesn't look like a nice person. You know, he just really doesn't look like a nice person. He doesn't look like someone you'd want to hang out with at all. You know what I mean? He looks kind of like Chris Christie. You know, he's one of those guys.
Yeah, that's true. And actually, you know what? That Chuck Schumer, man, what a smug piece of shit he is, eh?
Yeah, I mean, all those politicians, dude, they're just, if you saw it in my eyes, Dwayne, you know, I mean, it's just like look at us like we're just nothing, like we're just stupid fucking idiots. You know, like they look at us like they are like so far above us and that we're little babies and they're going to explain everything how it's going to be. And we have no opinion in the whole we have no say in the whole deal. I don't like it.
Oh yeah. And I totally witnessed that last night with these speeches by these Canadian politicians, you know, and it's like, these people are so wimpy. It's unbelievable. Like, oh man, it's just so disgusting what we've become. And look, I think there's good in all people. That's why I support you, Mike, because even though we can disagree on many things, you know what? I still actually appreciate you. And I don't appreciate many people. Most people are just, you know, lower than dirt to me, but you're actually up there. You're right there with me. I could actually look you in the eye, have a real conversation with you and not hate you. And that's awesome. I actually, you know, in a way, I love you, man. Yeah, you know, I seriously do. And keep this up. I love this show. And I'll let you go so we can get to some other callers that got lots to say. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to say. And I'll be, why is this fucking guy saying that? Is this guy retarded? And it's like, wow, that's a good idea. I never thought of it that way. And that's what I like about the show. All the calls are great. Shalom. Have a great evening.
Okay, Dwayne, it's good to hear from you, bro.
Good to talk to you. Take care, Mike.
Dwayne definitely sounds a little bit tense after the election last night. I think. What now? What were you saying? Hello?
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 Is this me? Am I on?
Yes, you're on.
Oh, sweet. Do I give my name? What do I say to introduce myself?
Where are you calling from?
I'm Jesse. I'm calling from Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, huh?
Yep.
Are the cops hassling you down there, Jesse?
No, I'm white, so I'm good.
Okay. All right. So what's going on, Jesse? Hey, finish this sentence, Jesse. If I was president of the United States.
Like right now, Trump, or just in general, president of the United States?
No. If just finish the sentence, man. If I was president of the United States.
I would probably shut down my Twitter account. Like I cannot name the last time either.
No, I mean
having Twitter was good.
I mean, no, if you actually were president, not you being Trump, if you were president, dude, and you had all this mess to deal with on the earth, what is it that you would do?
I honestly have no idea, man. I mean, I would ask an advisor, but honestly, I don't trust anyone right now.
Okay, you don't have any idea? I mean, you wouldn't, like, legalize marijuana tomorrow?
Well, I live in a state where it hasn't been fully legalized yet, so if I was president, yeah, I'd want to legalize the weed. I mean, it's states' rights, but I mean, a majority of states have legalized it. So, yeah, let's just make weed legal already.
You could do that with the stroke of a pen if you were president, my bro.
Yeah. Well, I actually have a question. I've watched some of your videos every now and then.
Uh-huh.
But I just wanted to know what your thought was on this.
Okay.
Okay, so we've had 4 primary debates so far this year, and the first primaries, Iowa, New Hampshire, start next year. Out of curiosity, just in your opinion, if for whatever reason Trump and Pence survive the next year and they are the Republican ticket next year, what would, in your opinion, be the strongest Democratic ticket? Like the strongest combination of president and vice president of the Democrats right now? Who do you think is the strongest ticket?
I think right now that if Bernie Sanders and Tulsi Gabbard, Bernie Sanders said, I'm taking Tulsi Gabbard right now, not in January, not in whenever, right fucking now. They made a pact and they said, we're doing this together right now. Tulsi Gabbard and Bernie Sanders said, and I'll only run for one term as president, right? Are you snorting lines or something?
No, I'm at a restaurant. I'm like kind of like on break. The music's playing though. Sorry.
Okay. It sounds like you're snorting lines or something, like big, long, fat fucking rails, man.
No, it's not. Like I said, it's just the music in the background. I moved to another area. Is that better?
Okay. But I think that if those two got together and Bernie Sanders said, I will only run for one term as president. And that way Tulsi wouldn't be up there like, everything brand new. And I don't know, have to turn immediately to all these people who were like, the pillars or whatever, you know what I mean? You have,
yeah.
So that would be a good combination. I think Tulsi Gabbard and Andrew Yang could also beat Trump because they're just so completely different than him. They would be able, they're not the professional politician that we all hate at this point, and everybody else in the field absolutely is. And they're talking about really important things that no one else in the field are talking about. So, and I think that that's why they have the attention that they do, is because, they're not pandering to these little groups to get like, oh yeah, I get support. They're not pandering to all the different groups that break down. They're saying, this is what we have to make happen. And they're talking to everybody when they're saying this. And it's really interesting. And I think that that's what needs to happen is, you need to talk to everybody and bring us all together. Otherwise, Trump's just going to win again.
I hear you. Personally, as a Texas Democrat, I feel it would be best to go with Bernie and Castro, just because it would help balance the ticket a little bit better, having someone from the South help win over Latino and younger voters. Now, I'm not saying Castro is the strongest Democrat, but I think he's more progressive than a lot of the other establishment people. Like, he's an Obama guy, but I mean, he's very progressive on immigration issues.
I thought he did a really good job at the debates, this last debate. I thought he really...
Yeah, he's done really well.
I thought he made a really good... the time that he had, he did the best of it on this last debate for sure.
He had at least one moment every debate where he won me over. Again, as a Texas Democrat, at first I thought it was going to be Beto, but he's fallen a lot. Same with Buttigieg, Harris. I support all those guys. I don't support them anymore. But I've consistently supported Castro. It's just that he's very far behind. I don't think he has a shot. That's just me personally. But yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for calling, Jesse. I'm glad to hear from you, bro.
All right. Bye.
See ya. That guy is cool. He's at the restaurant. Huh. Snorting lines at the restaurant. Keep up the good work, Jesse. Okay, so let's see. That was awesome, man. We had like 2 calls in the first 20 minutes. And they didn't want to talk forever either. That's 3 calls. We had 3 calls. Holy moly. That's more than one every 10 minutes. We're rocking it. Hello, caller. Oh, sorry. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
What's up, bro? I called before, man. Lawrence Johnson from Colorado.
Yeah, it's good.
Talking about some bullshit in the past. Black man, young, centrist. But basically, what I want to get at is, if I was president, what I would do is I would fucking give everyone $10,000, and they could square up their fucking debt, and then it would restart the whole shit and keep everybody's mouth closed. But what I want to ask you is, why are you so far up Tulsi Gabbard's ass, man?
Where else was a better place to be on earth?
I mean, I did. You got like a little man test on her or what, dude? Because I mean, if you had to do a ticket with Tulsi Gabbard, you'll lose votes, man. Because somebody's checking for that bitch, dude.
Are you kidding? She says the most important things being said on the trial. For the last 5 days, every hour on the hour, we've got to hear the mainstream media say Hillary Clinton is the queen of warmongers and the rot that is the personification destroying the Democratic Party.
But she's not the queen of warmongers.
Of course she is. What are you talking about? She has the blood of 1 million dead Iraqis on her hands and all over the rest of her. You know that.
So does the rest of Congress. They pretty much all voted for that shit. But what I'm saying is warmongers, I like fucking Bush, Cheney, Bolton, fucking Bush's daddy, goddamn Bill Clinton.
I really don't think she said that lightly, man.
No, I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying, like, from what I know, I'm 35. So from what I know throughout my little, stint in the world, I mean, Hillary Clinton is definitely not a fucking warmonger. She's more like
what about the war on drugs? You think she's a warmonger there?
Well, the war on drugs is a play on words. That's just a war.
No. This country has been at war with me since I've been 15 years old because I take the smartest alternative choice.
That rails down, dude.
Because I take the smartest alternative choice. That's why. Because I don't want the drugs that they say, okay, I don't want their fluoride. I don't want their chlorine. I don't want fucking alcohol. It's a carcinogen.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Like, I dig. I'm in Colorado. I smoke mad bud, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
But what I'm just saying is, war on drugs, war on drugs literally, because they only make drugs criminalized so that they can cull the fucking poor population into doing hard labor in prison for textile work, whether it's like school furniture or college dorm furniture.
Okay, that's not the only reason. It also gives them the ability to kick in anyone's front door because they smell marijuana without a fucking warrant.
Name one thing the government's given to the American public and taken it away.
We have to take it all back, man.
No, hold on. I dig what you're saying. I'm just saying, this country, if they give you fucking booze, dude, they don't take it away. Once they give it to you, it's here to stay. And that's what's here with weed. Weed's going to be legal. It's inevitable. Too much money getting made. Can't cut that shit off now, man. That's why I support Andrew Yang. Andrew
Yang wants to end the drug war. He wants to legalize opioids. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So why are you arguing against it like it's a bad thing?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, you said war on drugs, but I'm just saying, like, that's really the war on the poor because, what do they call coke, dude? Rich man's aspirin, right?
And you think that's the only people who do coke is rich people?
No, not at all. I'm just saying, like, they don't get in trouble for it, though.
Okay, you're absolutely right there. See, but that's everything. That's not just drugs. And what I'm saying is that the poor people have to have that boot lifted off their fucking necks, man.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree with that. But I think, this is what I think. And I said this back when Obama was president. And I was just like bullshitting, talking to my homies or whatever. And I was like, look, man, Obama could give everyone with a social security number 20 grand and fucking Republicans would still be like, this guy is an American. This guy is a piece of shit. Nobody wants a handout. Now, all of a sudden, we got Andrew Yang talking about universal basic income. Motherfuckers acting like this is the newest thing since sliced bread.
Well, it's been talked about a long time, but Andrew Yang, I think he's the first one that's really got it national exposure for quite some time, I think. I haven't really heard anybody talk about it in any of the past presidential campaigns, and like being as a forefront of their campaign in any way, for sure.
I don't want to take up all your time, but I do like. I've only called into your show once before. I forget what we were talking about, but I told you that I was going to start up a channel pretty soon. But I got pretty bogged down with work, and I just haven't had time to kind of focus on it.
A man has got to have priorities.
Yeah, I dig it. But I will say this. You know what really pisses me off?
Yeah. What really pisses you off?
Okay, so this is what I don't like. Now, I know that all Republicans aren't dumbasses, But I think that there is a little.
Can I ask a question? Can I kind of what are you? Do you also know that all Democrats aren't dumbasses?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
There's dumbasses on both sides of the political church. You dig? You know, one aisle got this side, and one aisle got this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, Republicans have a little bit of cognitive dissonance disorder where they know that this is completely wrong, but they're just like, oh yeah, but you guys are trying to go after Trump, and I feel like guys like Alex Jones, like, what the fuck is up with this guy, dude? This guy is like the main mascot for the propaganda lies that got kind of whipped this whole shit up in the first place. If you know about Alex Jones, probably like 2012, 2013, 2014, he was already stoking the bullshit.
I started listening to Alex Jones like 2000. You know.
Yeah, but does he ever get in trouble though? No. What is up with that?
Should he get in trouble? Should he get in trouble?
He should.
He should.
Yeah, because he's promulgating lies, which is causing people to make irrational decisions, which is really putting people in harm's way.
Okay.
And I say this because if you remember, because I used to follow Alex Jones, not like follow him as if like, oh, you know, I'm a quote unquote truther, because that term's kind of been, you know, tainted a little bit. But I remember I used to listen to the bullshit just to entertain myself and kind of find out what's going on in that sector, you know?
Uh-huh.
And if you remember, fucking Trump was on Alex Jones' radio show.
Alex Jones and Trump. Trump used to be on Alex Jones. I think he's done his show like 20 times or more.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that with that type of coordination in the media world, you guys are working on pumping the same bullshit, unfounded logic, which is ultimately tainting the minds of regular, should be solid thinking people. Instead, you get QAnon coming out of that shit, and you get all kind of deep state, fake ass terms that have never been used before, where they attribute these phantom definitions to. And now you got a whole movement of people that are basically getting brainwashed into believing that what's real isn't real.
And okay, and Alex Jones is kind of the beginning of that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because he was the guy to like kind of.
But isn't that kind of what the whole mainstream media does, though, too? I mean, aren't they just trying to convince us of shit that's not real, like that we have to go to war with Iraq because they have weapons of mass destruction?
No, that's not necessarily true. And if you remember, okay, I got a degree in strategic communications, okay?
Uh-huh.
So with every news cycle, right? Nobody knows anything. All news is gatekept unless you go over there yourself and get the interview or you get it on tape, right?
Okay.
So all news is naturally gatekept. All news, right? So when we heard about weapons of mass destruction, we never heard of any news outlet saying they found them. We never heard of that. Actually, what we heard is the opposite. We heard people asking George Bush questions on where are the weapons? Why haven't we found them yet? And we would never know any of that information if it wasn't for a legitimate news outlet to find out this information and disseminate it to the public. Now, I do dig what you're saying. There is some wag the dogs fake bullshit out there that is promulgated through channels of mainstream media, whether it's opinionated shows or factual shows, and then we have use our own discretion to figure out if this is real or not.
Well,
the majority of news or news period is all gatekept. You can't even get news unless you get that information from those outlets who have the power to be in those places to get that information.
Right, they have to access the sources. I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is like the mainstream media, the people who we're supposed to turn to for information, they don't even question what the Pentagon says. I mean, that's why Tulsi Gabbard went to Syria, because the Pentagon can't be trusted. What the Pentagon is saying about why we have to be in Syria is just a line of bullshit, because they were full of shit when they took us into Iraq. So, but the mainstream media, who were supposed to be the bulldogs and the watchdogs or whatever, they don't even question they just take what the Pentagon says as gospel. and read
Right,
it
but
verbatim.
the reason why they have to do that is because they're not in position to get that classified intel or that information. This is why I said, yeah, maybe some of it is bullshit, but we wouldn't know any of it if they didn't release it. So the whole idea, the whole term of mainstream media, it's all mainstream unless I go over there and find out, or unless you go over there and find out. You report on secondhand sources, so we have to take that institution of free press as have some type of legitimacy. Otherwise, you know, we can't necessarily believe anything.
Yeah,
Because
but
we're
I
not
mean,
really there.
dude, for the last 20 years, they've been telling us marijuana has no medicinal qualities, right? Like we're fucking idiots, you know, and just now they're like changing that. You know, I mean, but they know, like Sanjay Gupta had to come out like 5, 6 years ago. This video I posted on YouTube, and it was on the front page of YouTube, my post, right? Sanjay Gupta apologizes for propaganda against cannabis, for a lifetime of propaganda against cannabis. That was a giant thing, and he had to come out because he was losing all credibility by saying marijuana for years and years has no medicinal qualities. And that's what the mainstream media and even the local media tries to tell us, that even in states where they fucking have legalized the shit.
And I'm not doubting you because I live in Colorado, so
Yeah.
I dig what you're saying. But remember though, we're really looking at our demographic of America. Let's be honest. Only one who's saying that marijuana has no medicinal effect is crusty ass old men, dude. And
no, it's not. The American Medical Association, for the last 2 generations.
Crusty ass old men, dude. That's not ran by 30-year-olds and shit.
No, these are the sources that fucking everybody goes, and then every single fucking doctor goes by that. You know, if you have any kind of specialty or anything, the last thing you want to do is get involved with marijuana, because they'll be like, no, feds are going to come take your shit away. I mean, they don't do it anymore, but 10 years ago, man, and I'm talking about young doctors too.
Right, and you also got to remember that same American Medical Association classified being gay as a mental disorder.
Bam! Okay, I'm sure Hillary Clinton felt the same way until, it was no longer politically good for her, career.
Right, but okay. So what I'm getting at, there's a study that says there is no there's no way to prove that being gay is genetic, right? So we learn new shit, or we get information when it's disseminated to us, when it's appropriate to stoke the argument, used to distract the masses. I totally agree with that. But like I was saying, back to this marijuana thing, dude, like everybody who smokes weed, they know that weed calms you down, and you're not going to go smoke a blunt and kick somebody's ass. You're more apt to kick somebody's ass drunk on whiskey. If you're smoking weed, you're probably going to get a burger or kill a bag of fucking chips. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do that. Now everyone knows that.
Burger.
Most people who smoke weed are either have been doing it for a long time, like yourself, or they're like in the younger generation, like myself. Now, the people who are always against it are either, stick in the ass kind of guys that don't support the progressive movement, and they're like, oh, that wacky tobacco, that shit's not good for you, or you smoking the pots and all that bullshit.
Drug war profiteers, man. Yeah. It's the police state people, man. These people have heard the police state say over and over again, reefer madness, lies, the media being part of the police state, over and over again. So these people who buy into the fear and support the police state, the police are our heroes of the community. Those people, they don't know any better but to buy into the, propaganda bullshit. America.
Well, that's the whole idea of being a patriot, right? Patriot is like synonymous to right-wing Second Amendment type ideology, borderline racist. Okay,
I don't think that's what patriot means. I don't think that's what the word patriot means.
Well, it depends on who you're asking, because when when I hear the word patriot, it's coming from Donald Trump, and I hear that shit from Alex Jones, which are propagandist outlets, which reach out to right-wing Second Amendment people who are racist, if not borderline racist.
Second Amendment people are racist?
No, I'm saying the people that they're talking about when they're referring to patriot.
Okay. Well,
they're not referring.
They're not referring
to.
Well, I think a lot of people think of veterans when they think of patriots. You know.
No, see, I disagree with that.
If you're talking about Donald Jones, I think if you're talking about Donald Trump and Alex Jones, then you're probably right. They probably have some twisted view of the word patriot.
Right, and that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah,
I'm not referring to war heroes. I'm not referring to current active military guys. But what I'm getting at is this. Back to this whole concept here. Do you think that Donald Trump is going to have to forcibly be removed from office because he was talking about, it's going to spark civil war, like planting the seeds for the complete fuckery when it happens? You think that's a thing?
I think this whole Russia thing, right, where they say, the Russians have meddled in the election, and the Russians are meddling in the election again. We've already found out, right? I think that whole thing, that Donald Trump, at that point after the election, if he has lost, can say, no, the Russians meddled in our election, and it is now null and void. And we are in a state of national emergency, so we have to find out what's going on before we hold another election, because we don't want the Russians meddling in that too. You know what I'm saying?
And that way he'll stay in office for indefinitely until they figure it out.
Until he's ready to, right, exactly.
Which could take years.
Years, easily.
Now, I like that approach, but I think of it as this. When he was talking about civil war, what is he talking about?
Civil war is just this
talking about North versus South?
I think he's talking. Well, there's, there's
white versus black.
I think there's this, left coast, east coast. I really don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Half the time he's just talking out his ass. You know this dude. Okay.
And I think he's more calculated than that, dude. He's talking to the Second Amendment, tactical fucking shirt wearing, using F-150 driving.
What percentage of people are those, though? I mean, how many people actually?
Heartland. What are you talking about? That's the middle of this country.
They're all walking around in camis. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, they're all walking around in Carhartt jackets, and they're all ready to fucking pull their rifles out and shoot your ass.
Oh no! Are you telling me that? Yes. No. It can't be that way.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes, dude. I don't know if you've been to Missouri.
I haven't been to Missouri for a long time.
I don't know if you've been to Oklahoma. That's what you're going to find around there.
Well, Oklahoma has always kind of been that way, right?
Yeah, and just like Ohio and Indiana and Michigan and Wisconsin.
Is that right? They always. I don't think that. I don't.
And South Carolina.
No, I don't.
I keep going on and on and on. Mississippi, Alabama.
No, man. Indiana, people are not driving around in giant. Well, I mean. I don't think it's. I don't.
I'm telling the truth.
I don't think so. I see it here too, but it's not like there's a lot of them. I don't see on the West Coast. I don't see the people walking around in the camis and the whatever truck things.
You won't find the West Coast because the West Coast is progressive. All the progressive people are either living on the outside of the country, and in the middle, you might catch them in Colorado, in Denver. But other than that, all the progressive people are living on the outside of the country. Everybody else. You keep driving inland, everybody else.
I keep wondering what kind of people elect like Liz Cheney and fucking, Stephen King. Who the fuck elects Steve King?
Democrats.
Yeah.
There's more Republican voters than Democrats. And Republicans, right-wingers, lean toward that racist bullshit. And this is facts, bro.
I think it might be part of the police state programming though too, right? I mean, obviously, and they're all fucking programmed. Okay, they're all fucking. I mean, this is not that they don't have the ability to think for themselves and snap out of it, but You know, once you get in this fucking rut of life or whatever, this is what you do. And my daddy was a Republican, and his daddy before him was a Republican. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
That's
just
right.
programming.
And the whole idea of make America great again. So when was America great? And if we want to make it like that again, we have to redo some of the same bullshit to get back to where we were.
There's only one way to make America great. You got to fucking make a $20 trillion infrastructure project to begin with, and end the fucking war on drugs. God damn it! How many times I got to say it?
And then you need to give black people the 40 acres and the mule that you wrote into law.
You know, whatever. I mean, I don't think that, you know, like I said, you know, this country's been.
Everyone always says that.
This country.
Law. My ancestors didn't write that in the law.
I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
You should be for it. It's old.
I'm not.
You should be for it.
Look, I think that's fine. Okay. I'm for it. Sure. I don't have a problem with it. If there's people, if Tulsi Gabbard said she wants to do that, that's fine. Do it. If the whole Democratic Party says they want to do it, if everyone says they want to do it, that's fine. I'm good. I'm saying this country's been at war with me since I've been 15 years old. Okay. And it needs to end. And it needs to end for everyone, because it's not fair having that fucking shoe waiting to fucking drop on your head. And
this country's been at war with you since you were 15. This country's been at war with me since I came out of my mother's womb. I'm black. How about that?
Well, I'm not going to argue with you about that. I think you're probably right, but I think that it's possible that this is true about others too, like people that are poor.
Right.
Yeah.
But I can't. But look. I can't. You can help being poor. I can't help being black. And there's a difference there.
You know, I don't necessarily know that it's that easy to help being poor. You can help being poor.
Hey, look, man. Look. They talk about all kind of poor folks. Amazon was in a little punk ass office when he first started, dude. I know you've seen the meme. Now the dude's out here, you know, getting $500 billion divorces and shit. The point that I'm getting at is you can overcome being poor, but I can't overcome being black, you know.
Well, if you overcome being, if you know what I'm saying, if you overcome being poor and become super rich, then you kind of overcome, which you're saying is a possibility for the poor people, you know, then you kind of overcome being black too, right?
Right. So because when you got money, you get into that league where you can smooch and rub shoulders with those assholes.
Where you know, whatever happens, if a cop fucking looks at you sideways, he's not a cop anymore, because that's how much money you have.
Right. Well, think about this. How many stars have rear-ended people and killed them?
How many what now? How many what now?
How many celebrities and stars have rear-ended people and killed them, and they haven't went to jail?
I don't know. Do you know?
There's tons, dude. There's like 4 or 5 different people. Take Caitlyn transgender Jenner. He rear-ended the guy, pushed him into an intersection. The guy got T-boned, died, didn't do no jail time.
Oh,
right?
That's what South Park was talking about her driving. Okay, I get it. Okay,
he's rich, right? So he doesn't get in trouble, right? But a black man steal some bullshit or do something, you know, some bullshit. And normally, whenever it's violent crime, it's normally against other black people. 98%, 95% of the time. But
see, I don't know what it's like, man, and so I can't. You know, I can only take your word for it. You know.
My only reason why I'm bringing this up is earlier you're talking about everybody should go with blackface with Justin Trudeau.
Oh well, in that. Yeah, okay. It was just a joke.
The point is, and I'm not offended by it.
Yeah.
I got the joke. I know what you meant. But the point is, he's never going to get in trouble, right?
Yeah.
And like the guy from Virginia, Democrat, right? You're never going to get in trouble because they're wealthy, dude. And wealthy people don't get in trouble. That's why I don't think Donald Trump's going to get in trouble. And I have a strong feeling in my soul that if the Democrats don't come out in like droves, and they're going to need the black vote to do it. And I'm going to tell you right now, blacks are pretty unified as far as it comes to reparations. If there's no black agenda, you ain't going to vote. As a matter of fact, if you listen to these black forums, most of them are talking about voting Republican to keep the Democrats elected because a little bit more racism and a little bit more poverty ain't going to stop shit. It ain't going to change shit. We already there anyway.
Yeah. Okay, I hear exactly what you're saying, and this is the problem with the Democrats is they refuse to fucking listen. You know, they do not care about the people that they serve one little bit. They just like to pretend.
Yeah, they're too stuck on social engineering with the whole transgender and sexual movement that doesn't have shit to do with shit.
And I can completely understand why that would be the discussion that people would be talking about voting Republican to fucking teach the Democrats a lesson, because that's exactly what happened in 2016. Was the people said, you know what? Let's just go. You're not the boss of us Democrats. If you're not going to listen to what we're saying, then we'll just jump to the other side and teach you a fucking lesson. That's why fucking Donald Trump is fucking president right now.
Right, and you know what? Before Donald Trump
got elected, the same damn thing is happening on this election, as far as I can tell.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, before Donald Trump got elected, I was in college and I was talking to my roommate, and we were both non-track students. We're both like early 30s and shit, late 20s, early 30s, and we were talking about the election and everything, and I was like, dude, Donald Trump's gonna win, and he was like, no way, you're not gonna win, and I was like, yeah, he is. And he was like, why do you say that? I was like, because there's too many assholes in this country. And I mean like mean, vindictive people. This is why people have like a cult following to him, knowing that he's a liar, knowing that he's a cheat, knowing that he's morally scrupulous, but they still support him with definitive like arguments to the point where regular logic goes completely out of the window, and they'll call you a libtard, or they'll call you a snowflake, or whatever the new terms that they're associating phantom definitions for, which is a form of propaganda. Assertion is the most basic form of propaganda, asserting shit without any factual basis. This is what this whole Trump movement is like. This is why when Trump was like, I can kill somebody and wouldn't lose any votes, this will probably gain votes.
Yeah. No, I hear you. People would see it as like, macho. People would see it as a pro Second Amendment thing. Stand your ground.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the whole Trayvon Martin thing. You stop a kid who fucking lives in the neighborhood, pick a fight with him, the 17-year-old boy starts beating your ass, so you shoot him.
Yeah.
And then walk away and auction off the gun for like $200,000. Is this real?
Yeah. No, that's
we
not
can't have any social justice. There's no real social justice if there isn't any real justice. And Democrats pride themselves on the social justice shit. And what's really happening here is that doesn't mean anything. It's just phantom terms.
Yeah.
The Republicans are laughing at Democrats because this social justice shit is a bunch of bullshit.
This is why, dude, this is why I keep insisting to end the drug war, because you take that power completely away from the cops. So many less people are going to get fucked with, by the whole fucking evil empire, which is the American government.
If they end the drug war, the police will find a different way to enslave you.
Maybe, but I don't know what that's going to be.
I use that word carefully there. I put that specially placed word. If they get rid of the drug war, they'll find a new way to enslave you.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it one bit. I mean, but that's part of the thing, though. But we already have that institutionalized, and that's got to end.
It has to end.
Yeah.
And it's going to end. It's going to end, right? It's going to end because what this opioid epidemic has told everyone, right, is that how do you get opioids? How do you get those?
I don't know. How do you get them? From the doctor.
Exactly. So you go to the doctor, you gotta have some money, or you gotta have some insurance and shit, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Opioids?
Yeah. Okay.
So that means that the working class who has the ability to have health insurance or that type of care, they're the ones that are strung out on this drug.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, I guess.
Isn't that what
I don't know. I don't
Right?
know. I keep seeing, high school students and stuff like that dying and shit.
Yeah,
So
because those are the kids, those are unsupervised kids who dig into their fucking dad's Oxycontin stash because he fucking works construction in Virginia.
yeah.
Those are those kids. And then they sell those pills. But realistically, they don't sell black tar heroin at the pharmacy and Safeway. No, dude. Everybody who goes in Walmart and gets a prescription for hydrocodone or Oxycontin, they got some doctor wrote them a script for that shit. That's coming. Somebody's paying for that. It's not free fucking dope.
Yeah. And
somebody's paying for that shit.
And
so
the state's involved
legal
too.
Drug dealers.
Yeah, the state's involved
legal
too.
Drug dealers. And there's legal drugs that you can take.
Right. Right.
And this isn't about the war on drugs. This is about the war on the drugs that are classified as illegal, which right now would be heroin and coke.
Which is what I keep saying. Look, dude, that's not true. You can get busted in the states that you were talking about, like Oklahoma. No, actually, I think Oklahoma just legalized. But I know it's coming to an end. But still, you can get your life put into a very bad position by a fucking cop because you got a bag of weed on you.
Right, and at the same time, in Colorado, you can eat fucking mushrooms and it's fine, legal.
And it should be. It should be. Who's that going to hurt?
But it doesn't matter. You just brought Oklahoma. I'm just saying it's only for what's deemed illegal. Ain't nobody made Oxycontin or hydrocodone illegal. Go get a tooth pull, and they're going to give you some fucking hydrocodone.
Really?
Yes. That's what they give you when you get out.
Huh? I didn't know that.
30% hydrocodone. 30% hydrocodone, Oxycontin are all the same family. Those are opioids.
Huh?
That's how you get that shit. You have to get a script from a doctor. You don't make that shit on the street, dude.
I see a lot of people there. The high school students. There's like 2 high school students that died here in the last month, and they died from fucking pills that look like OxyContin, but they were fentanyl pills, but they look just like OxyContin.
That's the new market, right? They're trying to blame that shit on China, like, oh, we're getting all the fentanyl from China. It's coming over from China, and they're lacing the coke with it, and they're lacing the pills and all that shit. But those are secondary rackets where they introduce new products,
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at on paper, on law, right? The only thing that's illegal is what's deemed that way.
Yeah.
Marijuana, you can have a medical card in Colorado, you can have 2 ounces of pot on you at any time. Nobody can tell you no. You can eat mushrooms, you can have mushrooms, you can grow, cultivate, and have mushrooms in your house, eat them, and it's no big deal. Now, you do that shit in Texas.
There's mushrooms growing everywhere in Texas, from what I understand. From what I understand, there's mushrooms growing everywhere in Texas.
Right, but if you get caught with some mushrooms, some psilocybin mushrooms, you'll get like 30 years.
Well, I got busted for mushrooms. I had fucking 10 grams. I had 10 grams. They wanted to charge me with a felony, and they fucking pleaded it down to a misdemeanor. And then I fucking had.
Why did they plead it? Because you're a white man?
I don't know, dude.
Because you was black.
Because I was fucking sleeping and I was sleeping in my bed, and the fucking cops walked in the front door.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe that's why. I don't know.
Well, maybe because they knew that they broke the law and apprehended.
Fucking bullshit, man. The whole fucking system's not fair. It's just all bullshit, dude. It's all fucking.
The whole system is not fair for people who are broke. If you would have had money, dude, Jim Irsay got caught with a whole cocktail worth of drugs. Coke, fucking Molly, all kind of pills, Xanax, no prescriptions for none of that shit. And you know what? He didn't do not a day in jail. The owner of the Patriots got caught at a rubbing tug spot doing the do with some masseuse.
Two of them.
Sex slave.
Two of them,
right?
Yeah.
Right? Didn't do not one day in jail, dude.
Yeah.
That's Robert Kraft. He's in every grocery store all over America. Robert Kraft, right?
Pretty much.
Didn't do no day in jail. Michael Vick gets caught for fighting some fucking dogs and does like 6-7 years or something,
Yeah.
So it's not fair and that's why I bring up color, because that's really what this shit is about. This is about culling a certain population of people, a certain group. Notice that when you look in white population in prison, it's their class, it's their racist class of degenerate.
You're not gonna see Bernie Madoff rubbing shoulders with fucking neo-Nazis in prison, dude.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist. It's always their class of degenerate. And then they close the population down to keep the prison numbers in a certain way because they're using these people for hard labor to make textile items. That's where that shit's coming from.
Yeah.
You have a kid and your kid goes to school and he sits on that desk, that shit's made in prison somewhere.
A desk? The desk is made in prison?
Yeah, the desk, playground equipment, all that shit. All them textiles, all those weird textiles, they make that shit. Dude, they have prisons making fucking lace panties, dude. Real shit here. Factories inside of prison because you can get a job in prison. And the only reason why I know this is because I talked to an old man who's now he's an ex-con. You can't even get a job in prison if you don't have a high school degree. So if you're one of those assholes who get in trouble early and dropped out of school and do that shit, then you're basically under lockdown when you go in. You can't get a job in prison if you don't have a high school degree. So they have to trust you to be around equipment and certain people.
Huh.
Yes.
And they charge
Crazy
you
shit.
and they charge you money and and that's the only way you can get money and stuff, right?
Right. Well, you get a percentage of your hourly rate. If you have restitution, that shit goes to pay those things, or they take that money away, and you get your little, basically it's working for damn near, barely anything.
Yeah. This is
it's
just all. I mean, and it just all got to stop, dude. It's just not. It's just we need a bet. We deserve better. That's what I want everybody to start saying. I think we all have to say we deserve better because we all deserve better than this fucking bullshit. It's not.
All right, this is my last statement. My wife is looking at me crazy.
Don't
take this out, right?
Okay, yeah.
So you said we deserve better.
Yeah.
And I dig that.
Yeah.
But why are we asking other people why are our hands out in the first place? That's the problem. We need to approach this differently. We can't be asking them for something. We have to like who is voting these motherfuckers in?
That is excellent.
There's a whole bunch of there's way more young progressive people, unless there's this much elderly people to vote all of these dudes who are so detached from reality and the public. There's no way that all of these people are just their constituents are just voting these guys in year after year after year after year after. If any of these farmers in the Midwest whose farms are bankrupt and they haven't planted for 2 years because of all the bullshit going on, vote for Trump again, then this country's doomed.
I would be really surprised if a lot of those Midwest farmers vote for Trump again. I'd be really surprised.
If you listen to Fox News, that's what you believe, huh?
I have trouble listening to all those people. They just they're just there to brainwash. I just try and keep focus on, it's so hard to listen to them, man. It really is mind crushing. Yeah, it's really mind crushing. It's just like it's like they take your brain and they put it in one of those old school juicer things, and just kind of fucking squeeze every fucking bit of IQ that's left out of it.
I dig it. Look, I'm getting off the phone, man, but I always like talking to you. I don't get to catch you very much, but it was cool.
What's your name?
I'm LJ.
LJ, it's good to hear from you, bro. I'm really glad you called. Thanks very much.
All right.
Stay cool. Wow. It is rocking tonight. Hello, caller.
Can you hear me, Mike?
I can.
Okay. Oh my God, man. Thank you. I've been waiting a while for get back on. Oh, yeah, this is Malcolm, by the way.
Hey, Malcolm. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, man. It's really hard to listen to idiots like that for long periods of time. I don't know how you do it, actually.
He did not sound like an idiot to me, though. I mean, he sounded like,
I am a little shocked. I mean, these last two callers have been such just complete.
See, that's just
so
Malcolm.
Immoral.
I mean, but the one thing we keep talking about here is just this label thing, right? And again, and then you come on and the first thing you say, and you attach a label to them, and it's like what they said was so much more important than that. You know what I mean? And them being part of the whole dialogue and conversation that's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And if we go, oh, that guy's an idiot, you know what I mean? We can't label these people. They're going to be part of the discussion, and it's really important that they are.
Well, you're speaking kind of from a perspective like on the left here, aren't you? I mean, you're trying to be.
I don't see again. There you go, trying to label again, man. See, I don't fit into that box in any way, shape, or form, dude. Those people don't represent me, not for 1 second of any day of any year.
Man, Mox, believe me, I understand. You're a Tulsi Gabbard guy. You're kind of a. Would it be fair to say you're a hippie? You're kind of influenced by Eastern philosophy, thought, and stuff.
I'm influenced by South Park.
Yeah, well, that's a good influence. But even South Park, man, I feel like they have some really toxic messages too. Just this whole white people are the worst. Let's like overthrow society. Because I need more money for socials. I need more money for my books to go to school. It's like ridiculous, man.
You know what I can never figure out about South Park, and they're pretty clear on their political stuff most of the time. I cannot figure out if they're pro-life or pro-abortion. I cannot figure that out.
Pro-abortion. Oh. They're Hollywood. They're Hollywood types, dude. They're California types.
Yeah. But they always act like, a lot of the, there's stuff, remember Christopher Reeves fucking breaking the fetuses apart and sucking the fucking shit out of them?
Dude, that's what I respect about them, is that they have that edge to them, where they're not going to go completely over the edge. But Mox, like, even when it comes to being like pro-choice and stuff, it's like the Democrats have gone so... The left in general has gone so overboard that it's disgusting. I feel like they're like a part of this sick cult now. Like this mind virus of leftism is like causing people to just be racist. I feel like that last caller was legit racist against white people. I think he's kind of an asshole who, he hates his country. He should probably, think about, finding a different place to live because
I hate the government. I don't hate the country, but this government, this police state, nanny state, it just sucks so much. We deserve better.
Mox, who's the best, without thinking, who's the best president of your lifetime? Just say it. What's off the top of your head? Who's the best president of your lifetime?
Clinton.
Oh my God, did you say that, man? Christopher Hitchens is rolling over to grave, man.
It's because my whole life it was always this nuclear thing, man. Like we're gonna be vaporized in 35 minutes by the Russians. There was always this edge of war. We're always on the edge of war. World War III is about to start, and then Clinton came in, and there was no more war. There was like this Yugoslavia thing, but that was nothing compared to like what I remember everything being up to that point,
Clinton is a mirage, man. He's so evil on the inside, and the things that
I hate the Clintons. I hate. You asked me about who was the best president, not who was the best person. I hate the Clintons.
What was with the last caller, dude? The last caller couldn't even say that she was a warmonger. It's like, of course she's a warmonger. She's the queen of warmongers.
I hate the Clintons. I hate the Clintons. The shit they did with the drug war is just fucking off the charts. They're the ones who really penalized
Dude, Mox, I wanted to call in to express this to you because, like, I really have overcome my hatred of Hillary. Like, I used to, like, have this weird, like, instant hatred just by hearing her voice. Like, when I thought that she might be president, I would have to hear her all the time.
Yeah.
It was hatred.
Yeah.
I don't hate her anymore. And actually, I kind of love her for exposing us, for not forgiving us Trump and for giving us this way out. We won't have to have all this reparations nonsense, dude. You don't believe in reparations, and yet you shake your head and you listen to that.
I want reparations. I want this country has been at war with me since I was 15 years old. which has held me down and not allowed me
Well,
to
not for
have a
you.
fair chance
Not for
in
you.
this
No,
society.
for black
Because
people.
what's that?
For black people. For black people, not for you.
Well, why shouldn't black people get reparations for the same thing? Because the country's been at war with
Because-
them too.
Because
It's
all
not
gonna
fair.
do is just
We
gonna be a
deserve
money
better.
thing.
What's that?
Let's just throw money at them, and so they can make.
No,
a-
let's
a
just do what
worse
Andrew
enclave.
Yang is saying, where we all get $1,000 a
Oh,
month,
yeah.
and then we'll be like, okay, at least we're not, I fucking have to stretch my fucking food money, dude. And never in my life have I had to stretch my food money. Now I have to stretch my food money. I haven't paid to go out to dinner for fucking ever. If I go out to dinner, my fucking friends pay for it every time.
I feel you, bro. I'm poor as hell too.
Yeah.
I'm near homeless, dude. So I feel you. I'm not a rich man. It's purely from a moral stance. I mean, is printing more money really the fix to everything? Let's throw out more money like the Joker. Let's just give out money until it fixes the problem. Is that the key? Because our ancestors didn't need more money.
No, but what
happy.
we've been doing certainly isn't the key. What we've been doing is what's led us to here now. Okay, so maybe trying something new might be a good approach. And as Andrew Yang keeps saying, the people in Alaska love that fucking deal. Love the universal basic income that they get every fucking year.
Well, people like it when it's given to them for sure. And I'm not against, I used to be much more socialist in my thinking, but it's like, you can't just give over to Medicare for all. You can't give over to that impulse.
But isn't that what it means to be a Christian nation? Not to just have, health care for people who can afford it?
It's so toxic, that way of thinking, dude. We need SOMA. We need to pass out the SOMA so everybody is nice and medicated and happy while they're having their orgies.
I don't want people taking pills, but I like the sound of orgies. Orgies sound pretty good.
Well, it's a slow, deleterious effect that all this immoral propaganda that's being fed to us all the time, it's turning us into monsters, dude. It's turning us into monsters.
Okay, can you give us an example of the immoral propaganda that you're talking about?
Yes. Let's just shake our head and say that, let's just give out reparations and yes, white people are the devil and Julio Castro is a great candidate. He's really did a great job. He's not trying to sell our country out at all. He's not trying to give our country away to the rest of the world.
But you think that the idea of reparations is immoral?
I think it's evil. I think it's evil because I don't think that, if we really look behind the curtain at the illusion of what is slavery, white people in this country did not want black people to come over in the first place. Abraham Lincoln tried to send them all back because white people didn't want them here. It was all the Southerners.
That is from what I understand. That is true. Abraham Lincoln did try to send black people back after the emancipation. Yes, from what I understand,
white people genuinely didn't want black people here in the first place. So now that white people are more forward thinking, we do want black people here because we appreciate them. They want to stab us in the back and they want to, scream and whine and cry. When, I see a lot of young black men doing a lot better than nowadays, driving great cars, banging homes, doing great. And I don't see why we need to give reparations to people. I mean, it really, maybe it's a racial thing, sort of. I don't know, man.
I think this is why I come back to this again, this $1,000 a month thing for everybody, because then it's not, because you just keep attaching labels to everything. I don't know if you're aware of that, but for almost every sentence that you do this, you say hose and you attach these labels like they're this and this and this and this and if it was just the money was given to everyone, then it wouldn't just be given to them and them and them and them. It'd be for everyone. You know what I mean? So, and again, I believe that I deserve reparations for, this country being at war with me illegitimately instead of just allowing me to live my life. Go ahead.
But Max, what do you just want to shake your head and be like, yes, 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 white people are evil.
People are, see, there's your labels again, man. You want to do this label thing. I think that people are programmed. That's what I think. I think that they're programmed from the time they're fucking 2 years old or so. And it just is fucking pounded into them, pounded into them, pounded into them. And anybody who comes out of that and still has a little bit of awareness and a little bit of freedom and a little bit of ability to move with, without having this, staying in this fucking in between the lines, coloring in the lines, is immediately spotted and considered quite often to be a danger to society.
Mox, I wanted to ask you, I wanted to say one thing to you. I wanted to say, in the future, you got to tell your listeners not to read whole articles because that really goes on for a while. Yeah.
Stop telling me what to do.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not gonna do that anymore. But I really wanted to get your thoughts on the current situation right now in Turkey, and if you think that Trump handle the situation. How do you think Trump handled the situation? Do you think, Tulsi was highly critical and said he has the blood of the Kurds on his hands. What do you think?
I think he really should have brought the Kurds into the White House and said, look, we got to get out. Okay, we don't belong there. We need to get out, but we don't want to leave you hanging. So tell us what we need to do so that we don't leave you hanging. And instead, Trump just kind of fucking turned tail. And Erdogan said, hey, we're coming in. You better get out. And Trump said, okay, we're leaving, from what I hear.
Okay, so you don't agree with Trump doing that then? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is that there was a better way to do it. Okay, if that's what was going to happen, which is what I would want to make happen, was to pull everybody out. But I would have done it from right from the beginning of my fucking presidency, instead of waiting until the election comes up and then going, oh no, look, I'm the big commander in chief. I'm going to pull the troops out, and fuck all what happens.
So you believe that there's like. Do you think Trump wanted the ethnic cleansing then? Because all of this is so easily avoidable, right? You can get some UN troops down there.
It seems like it would have been easily, like I said, all you had to do was to say, bring the Kurds in and say, we got to get out, man. We're leaving. We got to get out. We don't belong there. Tell us what we need to do so we don't leave you hanging on your own. And if that meant wait until whoever other troops can come in, then we wait 3 months for the other troops to come in.
Have we not armed these guys? Are they not a guerrilla fighting force that's capable of defending themselves?
Not against an army like Turkey coming at you full force. Man,
it's obvious that we being in that situation, it's just every second we're there, further it stabilizes everything to just have them work it out this way. It's going to be better overall for the world. It's so obvious, man. It's brilliant foreign policy from what I've seen. I mean, is Trump not doing all of his inclinations right to end these forever wars? I mean, it's like Tulsi. It's all the things that Tulsi talks about, but he's doing them, and I don't know. She's against gun control. I mean, she's for gun control. She's for reparations. She's for all this nonsense, dude. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not going to put labels on it. I want to hear let me just hear what you think on that. Probably want to move on to
what is it you want? What is it you want me to hear? You want to hear on reparations, that she's for reparations, or?
Well, no. I just she's always talking about we're going to end these regime change wars, right?
Yeah.
We're saying that up front tremendously weakens your bargaining position. It seems it's better to be a Trump who's threatening the nuclear catastrophe, but underneath it, he's trying to play the peacemaker. So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to respond to that last caller.
Okay.
who kind of triggered me, made me call you. And that other caller, Texas Democrat, can go move to Mexico because he's disgusting. I don't know. That's what I have to say.
All right. Well, I'm glad you got out what you had to say. Thanks so much for calling, man.
Okay.
I hope things are going good where you are, and I hope we talk again
Oh,
soon,
yeah.
okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, talk to you soon.
Have a good day.
And you know, regardless of anything else, he genuinely sounded happy. I mean, that laughter there at the end seemed like he had a big old smile on his face. So, and that's got to count for something, right? You got a smile on your face, you're doing something right. That's all I'm saying. So, thanks for calling. So where are we at here now? We are 1 hour and 19 minutes in. Boy, time flies when you're having fun, right? How many callers is that? Is that like 5 or 6 callers? Anybody keeping track out there? So nobody answered my question. He didn't answer my question. If I was POTUS, if I was POTUS, if I was president of the United States.
Press 1 to take this call.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, I was just going to answer your question if I was POTUS.
Go ahead.
Well, I think that one of the things that people aren't really talking about on the debate stages on either side right now is more of a populist viewpoint on healthcare and everything else. Kind of like you can have a public corporation that's not for profit that would be just like the Medicare system, but it doesn't necessarily fall under the purview of the government, and therefore they can't really get into the till or control what goes on there. But you can make it to where they could service all 50 states and then get collective bargaining, you know, have the ability to buy prescription drugs from other countries or collectively bargain for better prices here.
But
you can have it to where they have a single payer system where everybody can pay into that one pool.
yeah,
And I don't understand why people don't run healthcare in this way. It just doesn't make any sense to me, because you can have your cake and eat it too. You can have single payer and you don't have to have it run by the government. What do you think about that?
I think that that's a brilliant idea, and I just think that the plan isn't being explained as completely as maybe it should be, and that that does seem like it should be a really viable option. Like definitely there'd be a number of companies that would want to get onto that, into that, the ability to be part of that. I would think better than not having the ability to be part of the healthcare system.
Yeah, it'd be a lot cheaper. You could reduce the administrative costs down from, the administrative costs in some of these private insurance companies can reach up to 30%. For not-for-profit insurance companies like Medicare, they can get down to 2%. So you can then get more money into your actual health care.
Yeah.
And they can, then negotiate for medical devices and everything else, and then bring the healthcare costs of the country down way, way, way down,
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's I think that there's a lot of people who are actually kind of the candidates, at least a couple of them, are basically running on the whole healthcare system needs to be overhauled, and we have to come up with a better. We deserve better, like I keep saying.
Oh, I agree. I just don't agree that, with Social Security and everything else, if it's run by the government, in some cases they can deviate from how it's supposed to be, or they can change the amount that's going towards things.
Yeah, I think that's part of the problem with the like in Canada and in Great Britain. I think is it's run that way, right, by the government. And that's why people have to wait long times to get in to see a doctor and stuff like that.
Well, I don't think they have terrible wait times. I know somebody who got open heart surgery in Britain within days, and he had to see a really, really crazy specialist that would have cost probably $1 million here in America, and he got it all done for free, and he has a great heart now and everything. But
right on.
I think the problem is that here in America, unlike in other countries, especially since we've never done the Medicare for All system before. I think, because our elections are so short term and you can change people out and things can change so quickly, if you hand it over to a not-for-profit business that's public, so the public can monitor it and the government can also see what's going on, everything can be properly regulated, it can actually be made into an institution in the country. You know what I'm saying? And it's not something that changes with politics. And it shouldn't be something that changes with politics because healthcare shouldn't be for profit. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I agree 100%. I think it's like a crime against humanity, honestly. I think it's just wrong. It's just disgusting. That's the best society we can come up with. And, we got to stop this Christian nation bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. Well, have a good night, man.
All right. Thanks for calling. So I don't think I answered his question very well, but I think that, he seemed to think that if he was president, that healthcare would be the number one thing, and I completely understand that. And I completely agree that for-profit healthcare, there's a place for it in like the medical technology and stuff like that. But it's limited. It can't be the whole place. Can't just be the reason that we're here is to make goodles of money. And the insurance industries are just worthless. All they do. That's the reason everything costs so much is because of the insurance industry. I'm absolutely positive of that. Okay, we're at 1:26. I am getting hungry. Somebody's cooking something. Anybody want to buy me a pizza? I like pizza. I'm getting hungry. Oh, pizza. Me like pizza. And cookies. I like cookies and pizza. Ooh, I gotta get that. Aha! I found something I want to post. Yay! Okay, so, and this is the reason I think we need to talk like this and have this daily kind of discussion, is because you can hear the passion. It's on both sides, and we seem to be able to move beyond it. It was really interesting when the one caller kept sticking labels to everything, man. It was just like, I was like, gotta stop with the labels. And he's just like, boom, 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 boom. And it's just the way that his mind has been programmed to think, because, as soon as he can attach that label to it, then it's in its little fucking compartment and he knows exactly how to deal with it. It's one of those, I'll deal with it like this, but if it's not in its little compartment, then it's like, it kept being like with me, it's like, trying to squeeze me into some round fucking peg. It doesn't work. It's just, it's not a real thing. And it's horrible when you attach the labels to yourself, because then you're in this fucking round peg hole and you're not really a round peg. I got all kinds of fucking angles, man.
You press 1 to take this call.
Pressing 1, bitch. Hello, caller.
Hey, Mike, this is Michelle. How you doing?
Hi, Michelle. It's good to hear from you. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I've been listening to your callers and everything, and I've been, just waiting to find the time to call you, and I see I have a little pause here, so I'm like, okay, let me call you. And I want to answer your question.
Are you enjoying the show so far?
I am. There's a lot of different discussions going on. Everybody has their opinion. Some more eloquent than others, but hey, we're gonna have that.
Sorry, I'm not Harvard educated, Michelle.
Neither am I. Neither am I. And you know what? God bless them for expressing themselves, and they feel like you're a safe place to be able to talk to them about different issues of what they're feeling and their opinions. And it is really enlightening,
Yeah, I think it's really good. I think it's we got to get everybody involved in the discussion, or we're never going to get to where we need to be.
Exactly. And, and some people are upset because of what other callers have said, and, they have that word, they get triggered.
Yeah.
And it makes them call you, which is a good thing, because like you said, You're open to discussion. You're open to, hey, anyone's opinion matters, and that's good. You know, that's good to have an open forum of be able to talk about, you know, what everybody feels like, and then you might see different problems in the world that actually exist that you may be blinded by it, but no fault of your own, and that's good.
Well, the more people we can get involved in the discussion, I think the better chance we have of solving the world's problems, basically.
Yes, yes, Mike, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I'm calling to answer your question. If I was Potus,
Go, Michelle. Go, Michelle.
Just the first thing, buddy, I would do is change this justice system. You know, you have, you know, your caller earlier was the JL or LJ.
Yeah.
The one. Okay, I understand where he's coming from.
I do
You
too.
know,
I do too. I mean,
yeah,
I don't, you know, I can't completely understand, but I hear what he's saying.
And you know what? And I can't either because I'm not black. However, I see what I see. You know, I see all these other YouTube channels that actually show you the force upon a black person opposed to a white person. You know, you have a white person coming at the police officers with a hatchet in their hand, and you know what? They live to tell about it.
Yeah.
You let a black person do that, boom, you're done. You have no other choice. And this is things that I see all the time.
Yeah.
So
We see that a lot. We all see that a lot these days.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people that say, well, no, it's not racial. Well, you know, I see that more often than not. You know, and with that being said, if I was POTUS, the first thing I would do is change the justice system. Instead of, okay, how about this, Mike? Instead of a police officer killing somebody like we did over here in Texas. I'm from Texas. I'm from Arlington, Texas. And the lady that got shot through the window because the police officer was doing a well check and gave her 6 seconds of, you know, peek window, put your hands up. Just because you seen a gun on the chair, he shot her, man, in front of her 8-year-old fucking nephew.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
He didn't say, police officer here, why in the world would he go to the side window? You know, because if anybody came to my side window here in Texas, where I do bear arms, bitch, you got 4 seconds, motherfucker, to get off my fucking land.
Yeah.
Okay? And if this cop, you know, did it that quick, okay, now he's gonna, you know, he ended up getting fired and whatever, or whether they resign, you know, it doesn't matter what the hell they do. The point is, as a president, I would say from now on, if anybody goes and kills somebody or hurt them for a traffic stop, all of a sudden they go to jail and they die and whatever, that officer is going to pay out of his fucking pocket for the lawsuit. I'm tired of the taxpayers having to pay for what they do that is unjust.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's why the cops can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Because they're not held accountable.
And
I would be the ones to stop that shit.
Yeah.
If you're a cop and you go and fucking kill somebody that's running away, you shoot them in the back, bitch, you about to go broke because you got to pay for that shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I think, you know, we see this. I think about that all the time, Michelle. When I see these things, when I see these settlements, and I think, you know, and the thing is they make these big cash settlements, but they don't have to admit any wrongdoing, no wrongdoing at all. So, and if you didn't do anything wrong, then nothing has to change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and that's what the problem is. And you know, one other thing, Michelle, is that there is no federal database that keeps track of these cops who fucking kill people. Do you know that?
Yes, I do.
There's no, I mean, there should be a federal database that we can all access that says, okay, this is a killer cop and he just killed another person. We're looking at a serial killer here. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but they get fired. They get fired from one fucking cop shop and they just go down the street and get hired at another one.
But they don't even fire them. The officers will resign before they are fired. So that way, if they come from Texas, they can go to Florida, they can go to California with a clean record.
Right.
You know? And that's the biggest problem right there.
Yeah.
You know, it should follow them. If you kill somebody and all of a sudden you got a lawsuit and they won, that means you did wrong.
Yeah.
That means you shot an innocent person. You know, the police are supposed to be there, you know, appease and to fucking de-escalate everything. And what do? They escalate this shit. They turn around and say, stop resisting, stop resisting.
Yeah.
Just to give them the fucking chance to keep beating the fuck out of them.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. You know?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Exactly. And it's like, and first of all, why are they, you know, they're like, well, they didn't fucking, you know, lay down. They didn't fucking do this fast enough. Like, goddamn, it's like, bang, bang. You know, stop resisting. Bitch, you already killed them.
Yeah.
But for the body camera, you got to let them know, hey, they were resisting. And what happened? Okay, the officer, you know, you're put on paid leave. You're put on paid leave.
Right. Going to
Now,
Disneyland. That fucking guy,
yeah.
that fucking cop who killed Eric Garner, fucking seconds after he fucking killed him, is on camera going like this, I'm going to Disneyland. Fucking.
Yeah, and people are okay with it because the majority of the people that are getting assassinated by these killer cops are black. So the last caller that said, well, I'm from Texas, I'm from here too, and I see that shit.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make it to the news. You know, the news is all about, you know, over here in Texas, it's all about football. This is football country. That's what they will fucking talk about. You know, they don't give a fuck about the things that actually affect us.
Football.
I have a lot of coworkers that are black, and they fear for their lives. You know, I can't say what they feel or anything, but what I'm seeing is like it's got to be hard and scary to live as a black man in this country, knowing that they are headhunting for you, buddy.
I think having kids and being black must just be terrifying, dude.
That's even worse because now you're seeing videos about teachers fucking doing this shit to, you know, little black kids, and it's just like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on, and how are we okay with this?
Yeah.
You know, so if I was president, I would change that shit to a cop. You want to go ahead and go headhunting? Get ready to fucking lose your fucking well-being.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be about, well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and give you paid leave while you go on vacation. You do what you want to do, but we're still going to pay you. No. They should fucking say, from this point on, you are not getting paid. You are laid off. No desk job, no nothing. Because if they do that in front of people where they're fucking videotaping them, what are they doing to the fucking paperwork on a desk to people that they know they are of color? It's like they need to be reprimanded to where they can actually feel what you're doing is not right. And we as American citizens do not appreciate that shit. They should be fucking, you're off. You're on fucking, you know, you're out of here and you're not going to get paid. And if we find out that you didn't do nothing wrong, then we'll give you back pay. But until then, and if there's a lawsuit that is fucking, you know, placed on what you fucking did, bitch, it's coming out of your pocket. And let's see how quick the police change. They're supposed to be there to protect us. The lady that got shot through the window, she was the one that called for, you know, for a wellness check to see, are you okay? And look what happened. And all that cop had to do was, okay, I'm going to resign, but yet he can be a cop in any other state, so get ready because he's throwing that shit to other states and it's going to keep on happening.
No, Michelle, he was charged with murder.
Yeah, now, because of the outcry and everything else, but it doesn't bring her back.
No, I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying he's not going to go and be a cop somewhere else. That's all.
Right. Yeah, but that's one of how many.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I get that 100%. I mean, I post a lot of police brutality stuff because it's just wrong. We deserve better. We deserve better. This is what I keep saying. You know, we're supposed to be able to turn to these people, the pillars of our community, the cops when we need help. And what do? You call for help and they fucking kill your son.
Yeah.
You know, the medical community, you know, we need help. We turn to them and say, oh, cannabis has no medicinal qualities. For fucking the last multiple generations, it could have been helping little children who have seizures all day, every day. And how heartless do you have to be, American Medical Association, to keep medicine like that you know will help little children that's completely safe away from them? How heartless do you have to fucking be to do that?
I don't know what you're saying right now, Mike, because we're a Christian nation. We care about each other. So I don't understand where you're going with that, because of course, they don't want to fucking give them a solution because it's patience for profit. So why am I going to give this little kid that has epilepsy some kind of drugs that can fix them when we can keep having him have epilepsy? And you know what? The drug companies are making money hand over fist.
No, give him some drug, give him some herb that his parents can grow at home. Fuck that.
And they don't care about that because the pharmaceutical is huge. They're huge, and they're going to make profits. And plus, you got Republicans and Democrats that are all about the money. They don't give a fuck about you or me.
That's what I keep saying, sister.
Yeah, and that's why when I heard JL talking about it, it's like I understand what he's feeling, because it's got to be scary. When you see a police officer fucking pulling up on you and shit, they got to be fucking in panic mode.
This is what I keep saying about I want reparations, because this country's been at war with me forever. I have a fucking bag of weed on me. Fucking cop wants to talk to me. That's a problem. At least it has been for the last 30 years. Now it's a little better.
And you can't just tell them, hey, this is for medicinal purposes. Well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and throw you in fucking jail, and you can tell them later. Either way, they're going to come after you and get something out of you.
Yeah.
Whether you have to post bail, whether you have to go and fucking, every time you go to the court, have to get a fucking lawyer and everything else, that's paid for the system.
Yeah.
That's why it's time. And like you said earlier, it's time to end the war on drugs. This happened with Reagan because his wife was such a goddamn alcoholic. So, hey, we're going to stop this shit. Well, you know what, bitch? You couldn't even control your fucking wife. And now you're saying we need to stop this shit. And how are you stopping this shit? By just going after minority people?
It's
like, how do you stop this shit?
It was Nixon. It was Nixon who did it, not Reagan. It was Nixon. Nixon, before the war on drugs started, there was a big old study. And it was, I forget what it was called now, but it was about how we can best improve society. What's the best things that we can do to make have a freer, more open society. And I can't remember what that was called, but and the conclusions were the most important things to do would be to like take the restrictions off of people's vices, and allow people to have marijuana, allow people to have pornography, to gamble, stuff like that. Just let them live their lives the way they want to live it. And Nixon went fuck that, threw that study straight in the trash can, and announced the war on drugs. And it was because he wanted to prosecute the fucking the war protesters, the people that were in the streets, demanding that he, better, that we deserve better, Go ahead.
Yeah, and with that being said, they turn around and made private prisons. They've been building private prisons more than colleges.
That was Nixon. That was Reagan. I'm pretty sure that was Reagan that started that.
Well, to me, they're all in this ball of shit.
They're all the same. They're all the same. It doesn't matter if they're Republicans or Democrats. They're all the same.
The last president will pick off, where the last one left. Only like when we had Obama, everybody's like, "Ooh, change is gonna come." But you know what? We found out that's all that was left in our pockets was fucking change. He didn't fucking do anything.
But we wanted change. But we wanted change so bad, and that's what I keep talking about. That's what I keep hoping for when I talk about everybody's got to be part of the discussion, because we all want change. We all deserve better, and if we can all just come to that conclusion that we all deserve better and we all want this to be better, we all want a better future, then we can all come together to make that happen. And we just have to stop with all this, us against them, because it's the people that are in power, the politicians and the rich people that are against us. Everybody is them against everybody else, clearly.
Right. And feel free to cut me off if you get another caller, because I do tend to talk a lot, because it's just like I see what the hell's going on. But you go ahead and do it. It's not going to hurt my feelings. But all I'm saying is that a lot of people are always against each other. And that's what the government does, is they divide us so that way they can conquer. You know, why does every other fucking country have free health care? And they say, yeah, Bernie, you know, he's like, yeah, the taxes are going to go up, but how much are you saving or not paying these high-priced pills? How much are you saving when you don't have to go to the hospital and pay $100 before they even see you? It's like everything will fucking get better, because why is it working in all the other countries of everyone has a right to health care?
Right. They say how we can never, there's no way we can afford free health care. It's going to cost us 14 trillion billion zillion dollars. But you know what? Every other country in the world can afford it. We're the super country. We're the superhero country. We're the world's police, and we can't afford to give our own citizens fucking health care.
In the world. Yeah, we're the number one country in the world. But yet people are fucking struggling to have their kids fucking live because they can't afford the insulin for their child. And then they figure out, hey, we can go to Canada and it'll be a third of what we pay here. It's like we should be embarrassed of that shit.
I agree.
People are like, everybody wants everything free. Everybody wants socialist because people are scared of that word socialist. But you know what? You're not worried about if your house, God forbid, catches on fire. You're okay with the fire department coming to put that fire out, right? Or are you going to stand there in front of them, the department, and say, hey, no, bitch, don't fucking put that fire out because you're socialist. Come the fuck on. It's like,
I hear you. I completely understand.
Hmm?
I completely understand what you're saying. I mean, I don't know why they think this socialism is a bad thing. I mean, we have the Social Security, which helps, 90% of their parents who need help, it helps them. And that's pure socialism. Social Security is pure socialism. Do you not want your parents to get that? Your grandparents? Do you not want them to have that? I mean,
and if you look at your check, you are paying into that.
Yeah, you paid for that. You're part of that.
If you're working 40 years of your life, you are paying into Social Security. If you go get a part-time job, you are paying into Social Security. But look at the Republicans. They want to say Social Security is a bad thing. Why? Because they're already planning on how they're going to divide that money up into who. That belongs to each and every one of us. Whoever worked a fucking hour in their fucking lives.
They already spent all that money. Is the problem with Social Security? Is these motherfuckers in Congress tapped in? They passed laws after 9/11 that allowed them to tap into the Social Security fund so they could pay for their fucking bullshit lives with their bullshit wars.
When they fucking did 9/11, that gave them that right to do it because the Americans were like, we can't allow terrorists to come and fucking destroy our country. So go ahead and take my rights. Your rights to privacy. Anything you do on the phone, they're listening in on it. Anything you do on the internet, they're watching you. You fucking start saying something against the government, and you know this, Mike. They're going to try and shut you down. Why? Because they don't want you to fucking teach the people what is actually going on. They can't have that. You're going to fuck everything up, Mike.
You remember the 2004, the second election of George W. Bush?
Oh God!
Right after 9/11, 2004, the second election of George W. Bush, talking about no more, freedom or whatever. They took away freedom of speech because they made these freedom of speech zones around the Democratic and the Republican conventions to keep the 9/11 truth people away from the convention so that they couldn't get any camera time. And if you were outside that zone, and these we're talking about fucking chain link fences, like fucking cages, giant fucking cages that they built. So this is where you can do your free speech fucking shit. Free speech fucking shit. What's that?
Isn't that from the Patriot Act that they made up? Like, for your safety and ours, we're going to get in your lives. But if you're not doing anything wrong, don't worry about it, that we know your every move. We're doing this so we can get the terrorists, the sleeper cells. We're after them. So, it's okay to give up your privacy. It's okay to live free in this fucking land because we're not after you, but we're after everybody else. I don't want the government to know when I wipe my ass and when I don't. And that's what that gave them that privilege and that right to do it. You know, that's all there is to it. It's like we've given so many fucking freedoms that the government, you know, even the president now, you know, we need smaller government. He is more all up our asses than any other president has. And it continues. Republicans, Democrats, they fucking want to know your every move because God forbid we rise up against them.
Yeah.
God forbid you wake up and see what they're actually fucking doing to us.
Yeah. Well, you are the potential terrorist. You know, you anybody who speaks out against the government, you are a potential terrorist. We are this country is under a national emergency right now. And we are considered, and this country, the United States, the lower 48 is considered to be a combat zone. Okay. And that means that all of you are potential enemy combatants at any given moment, especially if you talk out against the government. Go ahead.
And that's exactly why, right there, Mike. That's what I was going to say. If you're not fucking sheep and you're not following what they're telling you to fucking do, they don't like that shit. So when YouTube came up and everybody got their own, you know, podcasts, their own stations and everything else like you do, the government is just like, we got to figure out a way to stop these fuckers, you know, because we don't need them to realize what the fuck we've been doing. But they turned around and voted Trump in. You know, they made it work for them because they had, you know, Hillary. They knew that everybody hated Hillary. So they're like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just go with Trump because, you know, he's charismatic. He's a TV show guy. You know, he's really, you know, good at business and shit. So let's get him in there. But
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true, Michelle. I think that the powers that be did not want him in there and that they lined up all their fucking best little puppets and Trump fucking decimated them.
And that's funny because they did want Hillary to fucking be the president.
I think they did. I think they did. I think the powers.
They kept pushing her. They kept pushing her as the first woman to be president. No, fuck you, man. Goddamn, I'd rather have a goddamn female dog, a bitch, to be a president before that bitch.
It was.
You know fucking the fuck she was doing.
It was.
She was the Secretary of State. What the fuck did she do?
They acted. They acted.
Gaddafi. Well, Gaddafi was good to his people. You know, they didn't have a complaint, and she fucking celebrated that shit.
Yeah.
She's a crazy fucking bitch.
Yeah, queen of the warmongers. Queen of the warmongers.
Yeah, but it turned around and bit them in the ass because they were like, all these other presidents, they were really good about hiding what they were doing behind closed doors. Trump is like an open book. He's like, yeah, I fucked these guys over, so what? What you gonna do? And then now, and so now the Republicans are just like, oh, shit. I mean, how many people have resigned in his cabinet or got fired and shit because they're just like, Trump, calm down. It's like, bitches, this is what you wanted, you know, because Hillary didn't have the numbers to beat Trump. But they were like, hey, fuck it, he's a Republican, he's a businessman. And you know what? The rich people are happy as to where he gave them a good tax break. But guess what? Like I told you the last time I called you, my taxes went up. And who do you think was going to cover that shit? You know, nobody sees that shit because they don't pay attention. I pay attention. And now they're just all like, fucking Trump, shut the fuck up. You can't stop him because he's his number one fan. And he don't care about anybody because what he does is the right thing. And now Republicans are scratching their heads, trying to figure out, God damn, how are we going to get out of this shit? It's like, Trump, yeah, we know that we're sending troops there or keeping troops there in Syria to protect the oil. But shut the fuck up. You're not supposed to tell people that.
Yeah.
And Trump's all like, yeah, we're keeping troops there, man, because we're going to protect the oil. We're going to figure out how we can use that oil. God dang, that's what you get, motherfuckers. That's what you get. You know?
Yeah, I agree. He seems to be just broadcasting everything, every direction. I couldn't believe it when he said that they did some cyber fucking war stuff on Iran, you know, like right after this, they said that Iran attacked the oil tankers and blah, blah, blah. They did this cyber attack on Iran. And it's like, why are you saying, number one, that we have that capability or that it came from us or anything like that, number one? And number two, why wouldn't you keep that shit until it was actually important to use it against Iran? You know what I mean?
They put their money behind a fucking orangutan, man. That's putting everything out there, including his ass. That's why.
Say it like it is, Michelle.
Hey, it was nice talking to you, Mike.
All right, Michelle, it's good to hear from you.
All right, take it easy, buddy. Nice talking to you.
All right, stay cool. And we love Michelle. Michelle is a breath of fresh air. So, and that's what we do here at Mox News, at this hour at Mox News. Same Mox time, same Mox channel, every night, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific until who knows when. Until I get hungry, which I am getting fucking hungry, and not one person has bought me even a slice of pizza. So, you know, I'm not talking to you, Wolco. I am not talking to you, Wolco. Okay? Not even a slice of pizza. It's okay. I can eat frozen pizza. I have a frozen pizza. I'm going to go make a frozen pizza. That's what I'm going to do. Hey, look at this. We're going on 2 hours. We're at 1:55. So 1:55. How many callers was that? Like 7, right? That's 7 callers. I think we're going for a record here. Which is good. I think this is good. I think having this kind of communication, this kind of flow at people from everywhere. You know, again, we have to get everyone involved in the conversation. We have to see that even though we have our differences, that the things that we share in common are even bigger than make our differences seem kind of small, really. So, and at that point, we will be able to move forward together. But it's going to take a minute, and that's why we have to keep doing this night after night, 5 nights a week, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Same Mox time, same Mox channel. I got a video. All right, we're working on a video over here. Over there, we're working on a video. Over here, we're working on you guys. Okay, so if I was president, you know, of course, I would end the drug war tomorrow. I would disband the DEA. I would make it so that there would be no complete decriminalization of marijuana. Whatever you want to do, grow all the marijuana you want, sell it to your neighbors, sell it at your farmer's market, open a store, and just sell the fuck out of all the weed you want, okay? Maybe not open a store. Like, probably got to have permits to open a store. But farmers markets for sure. When you can sell weed at the farmers markets, that is the America I want to live in. Right? So, and of course, disband the DEA, because that's a waste of fucking $50 billion a year, or whatever it is, $500 billion a year. Fuck the DEA. The last fucking thing this country needs is a DEA. You know what the DEA has got this country? An opioid epidemic. Good job, DEA. How many more trillions of dollars should we be giving you in the next 5 years? Fuck that. Right? So bye-bye, DEA. And that frees up a whole bunch of money for schools. Instead of spending our money on a bunch more cops that just fuck everything up and give us an opioid epidemic, we'll give it to the schools. We'll give every teacher in the nation a raise. And we'll make sure that maybe that they have plumbing that doesn't poison them with lead. How about that? That sounds like a good plan, right? Oh my God, how badly have we been let down by these fucking people? We deserve better. Your kids deserve better. I don't have any kids. I can't. Okay? I just is not, it's not going to work for me. You know, but you guys have kids and they deserve better. I want them to see them get better. I don't want kids. I don't want anything to do with kids, but I don't want to see little kids getting hurt because they need a drink of water. How fucked up is that? What kind of future is that for not just your children, but our country? You know what I'm saying? And why hasn't anything been done about this? Why isn't this a national priority, Trump? and you know, I mean, because you guys all, I mean, I don't know if you see the stories, but we have schools all over Washington who have lead in their fucking the drinking water in their fucking elementary schools and high schools and stuff. So I think it must be all over the country. And I don't see how that can't be a top priority. I mean, presidential, I would make that happen. If I was president, that would not be acceptable. There'd be $1 trillion if there. You tell me how much it's going to cost, we will fund it completely. Those kids are never going to drink lead in a you know, Mox News presidency. Fuck that. They deserve better. We deserve better. You know, fucking fracking. No more fracking. No more. We don't know. No more fracking. Fracking ends right now. You know, where you're going to poison every drop of fucking drinkable water on the damn planet, and you know, and you know, what kind of future is that for your children or our country? Okay, we deserve better. You know. It just this is why we all have to come together and move beyond these stupid labels and have a summit, an online summit where we can all talk it out, you know, and it may take years. It might take a couple of years, but I bet we could do it in less than a year if we really tried. And then we could move forward looking at a better future for everyone, you know, instead of just, you know, the rich got theirs and fuck everybody else, because that's the land that we live in right now. That's all there is to it. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, did anyone else want to call? If we got 2 hours, I figure if I do 2 hours, I do 2 hours time. That's my community service for today. And I deserve a pizza, damn it. If I did my community service, I deserve a pizza. Don't I? I mean, isn't that a fair deal, right? I come out here every single day and do my community service for this community of which you are a part, and I do my best by it. I do really good work. I there's no doubt in my mind. People, you hear people after people after people saying, I've been watching your videos for years, man. Well, could you just kick down for a slice of pizza, dude? That'd be really nice. You know, please. I like pizza. Pizza, good. All right, guys, I guess we're done here. There are no callers. I'm not talking to you, Wilco. And thanks for all the cheerleading, man. You're really, okay, I got one right here. Bong hit. You ready? We hit the 2 hour mark. My video over here is just about ready to render, which is going to distract me from this over here. And I want to get this video over here going. So, and then I can go, you know, do whatever I'm going to do for food, because no one kicked down for pizza. Did they? Did they? No. No one kicked down for pizza. You people. You people. Not talking to you, Wilco. Are you ready? Wilco? Okay, I'm not ready yet. Just a minute. I'm trying to get this like electric dab rig people to send me out a sample that I can share with you guys, so I can have an electric dab ready to go at any time. But they asked me to send them a media kit, and I don't have one. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. Anybody out there make media kits? Anyways, I'll figure it out. I always do. At least they wrote back. They wrote back right away too. They're like, "Oh yes, this sounds like a good idea. Can you please send us a media kit?" Like, fucking fuck. Because I really wanted that electric dab. It's a nice one. It's a $300 electric dab rig. I was like, ooh, and it makes all kinds of pretty colors, like flashing lights all around it and stuff. Like, ooh, it looks like a night light over in the corner, doing this little dancing thing. Almost ready. Got to cool down. And that's the other thing, is that, you don't have to wait for this to cool down and get to the right temperature so you don't like fry your throat. It's just the right temperature all the time. So I'm really hoping that I'm able to get that set up. I will figure it out. I'm going to get an electric dab rig, so it's just ready to go, and we don't have to wait around. We don't have to pull the flamethrower out. Oh, by the way, my flower press came today. It's a big box. The UPS guy was like, heavy box. He's so nice. It's like, what is it? Just my new flower press. Yeah, all right. Still too hot, Wilco. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's so hot. Let me see. Still too hot. Yeah, no, that would be good. No flamethrower. You guys ready? Here we go. That's Gorilla Glue from the Backyard Garden. That is all I can take. I think there's a little more in there, but I can't take it. All right, so thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. It's always nicer with you here. Without you guys here, this would be completely meaningless, valueless. There'd be no point to it. There'd be no reason to do it. So, and thanks to all the callers, because I think we just set a record on how many calls we did for this show, which is kind of cool. So we'll do it again tomorrow night. Tomorrow is hump day, so we'll figure out something for hump day. And I guess same Mox time, same Mox channel tomorrow. You guys are the greatest, even though no one kicked down for a pizza, right? No pizza, no pizza money at all. Oh, well. And the thing is if you guys could just kind of give a little encouragement to say, we're really glad that you're doing this. This is a good plan. We want you to keep doing it. Just a little encouragement, just a little bit goes a long ways. So thanks so much to all of you for being here. And my name's Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. One of these days, this war is going to end. It's got to end one of these days, so stay cool until that day, because we can get through it and make a better world, because we deserve better. Don't forget.